Well, a pleasant good evening. Welcome inside the Walker Natatorium here on the campus of Kirkwood High School for the finals of tonight's Parkway Senior Invite here in 2021. Excuse me. My name is Matt Judkins along with Kevin Girth. He is at the controls and the cameras here this evening as we get set for our finals. We'll kind of go over a couple of things that will happen here this evening. We will go through each of the different finals. First, it'll be the 200-yard freestyle, then the 100-yard butterfly, followed by the 200-yard backstroke, 200-yard breaststroke, and 100-yard freestyle. After each event, we will go on every 10 minutes to start them. This first one right now will be the 200-yard freestyle. This will be the B final. Top of the screen to the bottom of the screen. It's lane number 1 to lane number 8. Emma Whisker in lane number 1, Leah Renner in lane number 2, Elizabeth Rainey in lane number 3, Brooke Shattuck in lane number 4. She was 5th in the 400 IM last night. Grace Schaefer, she's in lane number 5. Erin Lamping's in lane number 6. Makoa Montgomery, 4th in the mile last night in lane 7. And Samantha Lee, 10th in the 400 IM last night. She will be in lane number 8. First out of the blocks, first on that first lap for this 200-yard freestyle was Montgomery. She continues to lead down here in lane number 7 near the bottom of your screen. We started talking about it a moment ago, so it's going to go every 10 minutes for the start of a set of races. So we'll start here at 5:30 with this one. Then at 5:40 will be the boys. And every 10 minutes we'll start a new set of races. So there will be pauses in between. Some of these swimmers have qualified in up to 3 events. Need to give their bodies enough time to rest and get recovered so they can perform optimally when they get in the pool. After 125 yards thus far, Makoa Montgomery continuing to lead. She swims for the Seahawks. She got a nice shout out earlier this afternoon from one of her friends back over in Illinois. Her sister Misha as well. Said this is 2 of her best friends. Second one in the heat, lane number 4, Brooke Shattuck. Closing the gap ever so slightly up there now as they come down for this last turn, and then it'll be a sprint all the way to the finish for those last 25 yards. It'll be Montgomery, first one to the wall, first one off the wall, comes up out of the water, nearly body length ahead of lane number 4. That's Brooke Shattuck. Third place right now, lane number 6 is Brooke Honeywort, and in lane number 1, it's Emma Whisker in 4th place. It'll be Whisker edging her out in 3rd place. So it will go Montgomery in 1st in the heat. She'll finish 9th in the overall race. 2nd place in lane number 4 will be Shattuck. 3rd in lane 1 will be Whisker. Lane number 4, lane 6 will be Lamping. 5th place in the event in lane number 2 will be Renner. And I think I said Honeywort earlier. She's in this next heat. 7th in lane number 3 will be Rainey, and 8th is in lane 5, Lamping. Schaefer. I missed Samantha Lee. She also finished 6th. She was in lane 8. Now, let me introduce to you the finals for this event, the top 8. It's Chloe Breedy in lane number 1. She's from Seahawks. She was 2nd in the mile last night. Carson Cosman, very fast. She's in lane 2. She could win this one. She's a 16-year-old for fast. Her teammate, Emily Trauby, the 17-year-old for fast, will be in lane 3. The first place finisher last night in that 400 IM, Anna Main from Koryazu Academy. She's a 16-year-old for CSP. She'll be in lane 4. Eleni Katsamanis, she's from fast. She's in lane number 5. She was 2nd in that 400 last night. Brooke Honeywort, she was number 1 in the mile last night. She's in lane number 6. She could win this one as well. Misha Montgomery, just saw her sister a moment ago swimming. She'll be in lane 7. Her sister won that heat, and she'll be coming out of the same lane. And then Margaret Bimedeck, a 16-year-old CSP swimmer, in lane number 8 at the bottom of the screen. That's how they'll work out here. They're going to do 8 lengths of the pool, 4 full laps. First one in there, lane number 4, as might be expected, is Main. Anna Main again. Star swimmer at the high school level and at the club level. Of course, all these youngsters, not only the ladies on the Missouri side looking to get into those state finals in 3 weeks' time, but then just a couple of weeks after that, you will have the sectional meet. And so we've gotten some information. Talking to Parkway head coach John David Williford, he said, let's use the time standards from last year. It will be a truncated sectional all swimmers under the 18 and under, and then only the top 150 males and females from each side will swim. So that's what will be happening in Jenks, Oklahoma in mid-March. So they are going for times to try and get there. The time they want to get in this 200 freestyle for these young ladies in short course, 1:57.09. Now, all the qualifying times in this race right now have beaten that, so they've already gotten that cut. But Anna Main right now, she's about a full body length ahead of the next swimmer. That's lane number 1. That's Chloe Breedy. Again, Breedy's second in the mile last night. And Anna Main, she's going to win this one in a very fast time of 1:50.59. So came into this one 1:52.99. Every swimmer in this race just about dropping time. So congratulations to these young ladies. Second place in the heat, Chloe Breedy in lane number 1 at 1:52.27. She dropped 4 seconds from her qualifying time, her prelim time. In third place in lane number 3, Emily Trauby from Fast, 1:54.63 was her prelim time. 1:53.21 is her finals time. In lane number 5, fourth place finish was Eleni Katsamanis. 1:54.02 was her prelim time. 1:53.27, so she dropped time from that earlier today. In fifth place in the heat in lane number 2 was Carson Cosman. 1:54.56 for that young lady. Sixth place in the heat in lane number 7 was Misha Montgomery. She came in at 1:55.97. She goes out at 1:55.63. And then Punawalt, she won the mile last night. She came in at 1:54.69. She goes out at 1:55.68. So a little bit of an ad there. But the winner in the event tonight, Anna Main. And again, we want to apologize to her family because we mispronounced that last night, and we found out from her fellow teammates that we were mispronouncing it. A couple of shout outs we want to give. We'll give those throughout the evening as we go on, but I want to thank everybody who sent in some text messages earlier today and throughout the break, and then here this evening. You can text us right here at the broadcast booth, 314-369-3289. Let us know who you are and what swimmer you are rooting for. Give us their name, what you'd like to say, even if it's just a hello. And we want to remind everybody now, like, share, and subscribe to this Parkway broadcast. The more we can spread the word, the better off we're going to be. Let's see if we can't get over 500 viewers for tonight's action. We'll see exactly where we're at right now so far. We're getting very close to 500 if my eyesight is correct. 495. I don't think we should stop at 500, folks. Let's go for 600. That would be the record for a Parkway swim meet. But right now, 495. If everybody out there, 495 different viewers, send this link to one person, and we get just a third of those. Imagine how high we'd go. So go ahead and spread the word. Let them know your grandchildren, your sisters, your brothers, your daughter, your son, they're all out there watching. Hopefully there's some folks right here in the very crowd that we're watching, but of course, can't have a large contingent in here. In fact, no spectators allowed. It's just swimmers, coaches, and a couple of broadcast bums sitting up here in the bleachers taking care of business. Got a shout out from Jacob Wolf. So proud of you from Mom and Dad and Owen. So he'll be swimming here in just a bit. We'll get him lined out. Next up again in our next event will be the 200-yard freestyle for the young men. And the time they will be going for in that 200-yard freestyle will be 1:47.09. Everybody who qualified in the A final has already beaten that time. There are a couple of swimmers who would like to get that time to get a sectional cut. Now, a sectional cut this year does not automatically qualify you. You have to move up the ranks, and then the selection process, the top 150 males and the top 150 females will be selected and will go to that sectional in Jenks, Oklahoma in March. All right, so here we go. We're back at it, folks. 200-yard freestyle now for the young men. Let's count these young men down. Max Marcus will start in lane number 1. He was 5th in the mile last night. Trey Canine was 2nd in the mile last night, the 15-year-old from CSP. Marcus also from CSP, just a 13-year-old. So Trey will be in lane number 2. Jacob Ochin, he will be in lane number 3. We got Jackson Fox in lane number 4. Carter Morosky in lane 5. He was a 7th place finisher in the 400 IM and also a big-time breaststroker as well. Franklin Liu, who finished 9th and 6th in the 400 and the mile last night, respectively. Ned Mehmedi, he finished 8th last night in the 400. He will be in lane number 7 from CSP. And then Ryan Mooney in lane 8 from CSP. Every one of these swimmers, with the exception of Ochin and Fox, are from CSP. So that's what we got right now. They're having a little bit of an issue with one of the touch pads right now and the starting buzzer. So we're going to see, looks like one of the lights is having an issue. We're trying to get that underway and get that solved here. We've got just a little bit of a delay. Let's see if we got some more shout outs we want to give here. Shout out to Ellie and Evie Cobb from Zeke. They want to say hello, and Huzzah. They're doing awesome. They swam well. They gave us a nice shout out during the break, and we want to make sure we mention them here. Both swam well last night, and they'll be in for tonight's events as well. So they start to get this sorted out. Let's keep those visitors, let's keep those subscribers, let's keep those shares, those likes, let's keep those boosting up right now. Let's get some more viewers out there, folks. 600 is the mark we need to go for. We're just short of 500 right now. And you got plenty of time to text your friends and send that link along because we're at a bit of a break right now. Of course, this is tough on the swimmers that are up there at the blocks ready to go. What they've anticipated all afternoon and evening long, now they're finally getting ready to swim and they can't get the race underway. Yeah, it looks like we're just about set to go. Officials are getting back into place at their respective positions along the pool deck. There's a couple of technical items being taken care of over on that far side. Of course, player Porter, the marshal for this weekend's meet, he's also doubles as the PA announcer and also helping make sure that everything runs smoothly in this COVID situation that we have. Only swimmers allowed on the deck at this point are those competing and then the heat right after that. There are warm-up pools. There's a pool to the left side of your screen that can be used for warm-up and warm-down, but swimmers are not allowed to congregate around the deck for long periods of time or sit and station themselves pre-race. All right, now they're just about set to go. We are going to be back up on the blocks. There's the announcement from the head official. Again, it'll be Marcus Kaneen, Ochin, Fox, Morosky, Liu, Mehmedi, and Mooney. Same as the girls, 8 lengths of the pool, four free laps. It will take about a length or two to kind of sort out where things are going to happen. Right now, lane number 5, it's Morosky, and he's got an early lead. Strong down here in lane number 8 is Mooney. Mooney came in 8th in that 400 last night. Morosky, he came in 7th in that 400. Hanging right in there with him, though, right on his hip pocket. Franklin Liu, again, 9th in the 400 last night and 6th in the mile. Now, Carter lengthening his lead ever so slightly as they come to the halfway mark. He'll be the first one to touch the wall, followed by Mooney. And then in lane number 3, Ochin, he took over the 3rd place position. Mooney closing the gap with Morosky ever so slightly. As we come back down, and they'll touch this one at 150 yards with 50 left to go. It'll be a sprint to the finish. Carter continuing to lead again. His time coming into this one, preliminary time, 1:46:31. He'll touch the wall first. He'll go back the other way. Now we've got a race down to the finish now. Carter Morosky with about a half of a body length, but coming on strong right now. Ryan Mooney in lane number 8. Morosky and Mooney, they're going to go toe-to-toe here. And it'll be Morosky out touching him at the wall. Mooney will get second place. Third place in lane number 3 is Ochin in the heat. Lane number 6 is fourth place finish for Franklin Lewis. Strong swim for him. Lane number 2, Trey Canine came in 5th place. 6th place in lane number 7 was Mehmeti. 7th place in lane number 4 was Jackson Fox. And then rounding things out in 8th place in the heat, Max Marcus at 1:51. But time for Morosky, 1:44.83. Bested his prelim time of 1:46.31. Now, here we go. 13 and over boys final. Lane number 1 will be Max Wehrman. Lane number 2, Nico Theodos. He was first in the mile last night. J.D. Suarez, 4th in the 400 last night, will be in lane number 3. Will Bonnet, 4th in the 400. Last night will be in lane number 4 with the fastest prelim time of 1:42.92. Stephen Bush, lightning fast as well, 1:43.53. He'll be in 5. Eric G., first in the 400 IM last night from CSP. He'll be in lane 6. Graham Zucker, also from CSP. Also, he'll be in lane number 7. And then Cameron McCreary will be in lane number 8. And that'll round things out here in this one. 2 Parkway swimmers and 6 CSP swimmers. This should be a very, very fast heat. The fastest one again, Will Bonnet. He's in lane number 4. He's got about a head lead right now. He's going to come towards his first 50 sprint, and they're going to be in a very fast time. He's going to touch the wall under 23, actually at 23:04. So very fast time for him. Right next to him in lane number 3 is J.D. Suarez. He could easily win this one. Actually, any of these 8 young men could easily win this one. But right now, Will Bonnet's going to have none of it as he takes a little bit of a longer lead, maybe about a half of a body length. We've still got a lot of race to go, folks. But Bonnet looking very strong with Suarez right in his hip pocket in lane number 3. Flip turn on the other side and through halfway point. Another fast 50 that time, and the split was 48.93. Very fast for Will Bonnet, of course. J.D. Suarez, he's got a lot of good pedigree. His father swam at the Kansas University back in the day, and so he'd love to see his son get a first place here. But look out right now, lane number 6, and it's Eric G., the first place finisher in that 400 IM last night. We've got a 3-way battle with Will Bonnet winning right now, but only by the slightest margin. It's G in 6, and it's Suarez in 3. Look at this battle. It looks like G's going to overtake the lead as they come to the wall for the last 25. G is first. Bonnet is second. Suarez is third, but Suarez is inching up ever so slightly. But it's Eric G, and he may win this one going away. G in lane number 6, and boy, I think he's going to out-touch everyone, and he will. It's G coming back, and he wins this one. Second place in this one, J.D. Suarez, and Will Bonnet will get third place. What a swim there. 1:42.07 for the first place. Eric G, he drops over 2 seconds from his preliminary time, and he wins this one in fine fashion. Bonnet ends up finishing third. He came in at 1:42.92. He finishes at 1:42.53, but that drop was not enough, as also he was out-edged by J.D. Suarez at 1:42.42. What a race, folks. We hope you've enjoyed it while we brought you this one. 4th place and 5th place respectively was Theodos in lane 2, and then Weirman in lane 1. 6th place and 7th place were lanes number 8 and 7. It was McCreary in 6th place and Zucker in 7th place, and rounding things out in lane number 5 where the fastest time was Stephen Bush. His final time was 1:46.24. But what a race that one was. A lot of qualifying times. Everybody into sectionals again with that time. They already had those times, but what a final for that one. The winner in this one, Eric G., he gets his second first place finish of the weekend. He won that 400 IM last night. We're going to take a quick break. We'll allow you to check out our sponsors here for just a moment, and we'll be back for the young ladies. It will be the 100-yard butterfly after just this short break. Back here at the Walker Natatorium at Kirkwood High School, my name is Matt Judkins along with Kevin Griffith to controls, and we get ready for the girls' 100-yard butterfly. This is event number 9. Lane number 1 is Izzy Ackley. Alex Snyder in lane number 2. Saya Spells in lane number 3. Aaron Morey in lane number 4. Caroline Foltz, she finished 4th in that 400 IM last night. She's in lane 5. Taryn Will, very strong weekend thus far. She's in lane 6. Haley Hume in lane 7. And Zoe Pipes in lane number 8. Right now, lane number 5 and 1, respectively, leading the pack. It's Foltz and Ackley, two very strong swimmers. And right now, Ackley with a slight lead up in lane number 1. It's lane 1 at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom of your screen. That's how we work this one right now, but Foltz a little faster on top of the water. She's going to take the lead as she'll touch the wall. They'll go back for one last 25-yard. Let's see who's got it in the tank and who's got that little bit of extra kick. Right now, Foltz lengthening it out just slightly, coming on strong to try and grab that second place. In lane number 4 is Aaron Morey. It's going to be Foltz to the wall first, followed closely behind by Izzy Ackley. Third place in the heat in lane number 4 was Aaron Morey. Fourth place in lane number 2 was Snyder. I think we had a soft touch on there as well. They've got it listed as 5. Taryn Will, Hume, and then Pipes. We did not get a strong touch from Saya Spells in lane number 3, but what a finish there. 58.02 on that first time as she dropped 2 seconds in that one. So congratulations to Caroline Foltz, excuse me. She was 4th in that 400, pulls off the 9th place finish in this one. Here we go now in the final, this 100-yard butterfly. It'll be Molly Dorsey from Fast in lane number 1, Maddie Pallett in lane number 2. She was 6th in that 400 IM last night. She will try and up that tonight. Ellie Cobb, she just got a nice shout out from her family. She was 9th in that 400 last night. She's in lane 3. Alyssa Dennis, what a strong swimmer she is, CSP. This is her home court right here in Kirkwood, and she is a 17-year-old. She's got the fastest prelim time at 57.28. Meg Heverow, 8th place in that 400 last night. She's in lane 5. Emily Trauby, she's in lane 6. Grace Tyson in lane 7, and Avery Peel will round things out in lane number 8. Looking at these young ladies, they want to go 59 or lower. A couple of them already have that in the prelim. That is the sectional qualifying time. Fast start right now, lane number 4 here to start things off. It's Alyssa Dennis again. This is a home court for her. This is where she goes to high school, swims for Kirkwood. Second one off the wall in lane number 6, very strong. Here's Trauby. 4 lengths of the pool right now, and Dennis starting to lengthen it out just a little bit. But Trauby's not going away in lane 6. They're going to touch the wall 1 and 2, and they're going to come back for this last 25. It's underwater, very important, and what a nice underwater there. There's Dennis now, starting to stretch it out a little bit. She's got about a half a body length lead. She's going to take home the first place trophy in this one, and she'll touch the wall first in a time of 56.80. Very strong from her. She drops about a half a second off of her. Second place was Trauby. Third place in lane number 3 was Cobb. Fourth place in the event in lane number 5 was Heverow. Sixth place in lane 7, Tyson. Seventh place in lane number 2 was Pallett. Now, again, we had another soft touch, I believe. Avery Peel did not register time, so not really sure exactly where she fielded. That may alter some things. We'll get the official times, but nonetheless, what we do know is that Alyssa Dennis, she wins this one in the time of 56.80, and all of those young ladies in that heat that have a register score up there all have a sectional qualifying time, which was 59.59. The 59.45 was the time for the 7th place finisher in that one with Pallett. Not really sure what Peel got, but nonetheless, congratulations to all of those young ladies. Now, we've got another little break here. We're going to take a break. We're going to take some of your messages. You can text me right here, 314-369-3289. Let me know your name. Let me know the swimmer you're cheering for, who you want us to give a shout out to, whatever it may be. We're happy to do it right here on the air. These children have worked so hard, these youngsters, and I call them children because my son is swimming here tonight as well, but these youngsters have swam so hard. We want to make sure that we give them all the credit and all the support that they deserve. But nonetheless, we want to make sure you do another thing too. Like, share, and subscribe. Do that here with this Parkway broadcast channel. Let's see if we can't get over 600 viewers here tonight. So far, we're just hovering right under 500, which is an excellent number. Thank all of you for joining us. But send those text messages out, send a link, get some more people to watch here this evening. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Here to the Walker Natatorium on the campus of Kirkwood High School. My name is Matt Judkins. We've got Kevin Girth at the controls, and Kevin constantly innovating, constantly getting new things in. We've got instant replay now, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed those over the course of the last two events. We want to give a couple of mentions. We got a nice go Gavin and go Kelvin, go Heat, and that's Gavin Baldus and Kevin Crone Willis. They'll be competing in this 100 fly here in just a moment. Wants to give a shout out to Ryan Matheny, who's watching at home as well. Jenna Olson, so proud of my girls. Go Brooke, Emily, Alex, Madison, and Grace, saying way to go. That's the Narings Hall coach chiming in to the girls, most of them swimming for CSP. And then, of course, Carter Crook, he'll be competing tonight, but he's watching right here in the crowd, and he's ecstatic about those instant replays. A very cool feature here. We're going to get set to go here with another one here in just a moment. Want to give all the shout outs to everybody who helps us here tonight as well, and that's a good note. Somebody sent that in. We try to do that, but first Blair, the marshal, he is making sure everything works. Our meet director, Ruth, and to Kevin as well. All of them have helped so much this weekend. They help us put this event on, and this is not an easy one because we've got all the COVID issues we're dealing with, making sure the youngsters stay socially distanced, but a great job for them, and thanks to all the parent volunteers throughout the weekend as well. We got another one, go Sharks and go Joe Tilton, mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. Well, we got 4 viewers right there. Let's see if we can't get 4 more. Send those links out to everybody. Let's get over that 600 mark here this evening. Like, share, subscribe. That's what we want to do. That's our 3-word mantra for tonight, and of course, all that so we can cheer on these youngsters who have worked so hard. Of course, this will be archived there on that Parkway swim page, so you can go back and watch it. Your kids can go back and watch it when they get home, and of course, when you got that instant replay, that's an extra cool factor as well. Seth Adams' dad says hello. Tell him we love him and keep chasing those personal records. Mom, Dad, and Aubrey. As we get set now, this will be the boys 100 fly. Of course, this is 4 lengths of the pool. This is a pure sprint event. We're going to go over the competitors in this one before we get ready to come back. Top of the screen to the bottom of the screen, Gavin Baldus, mentioned just a moment ago from the Heat folks and the Heat fans. I want to watch him do well. Of course, Gavin competed in the last zones meet, which is about a year and a half ago. My son and young Matthew Jr., and he competed on that team. Gavin attends St. Louis U High and always got a special place in my heart for those young junior Bills as they continue that proud tradition some 30 plus years after I left the halls of the Backer Memorial. Stephen Bush will be in lane number 2 from CSP. Xander Theodos, he was 7th in the mile last night, just a 14-year-old. He's in lane number 3. Noah Tinge, he could easily have won this event. Noah Tinge in lane number 4. He swims for Seahawks. Braden Phillips, 16-year-old from Recplex for the Sharks. He's in lane number 5. Graham Sagal from CFP in lane 6. Ned Mehmeti, he was 8th in that 400 last night. He is in lane number 7. And then Grant Musselman, he is in lane number 8, also swims for Seahawks. Fastest prelim time in this one was 54:29 from Noah Tinge. Let's go. Gavin and Kelvin all the way through. That's from Grant Owen. So here we go. The youngsters are in the water. First one up on top of the water in lane number 2. That's Stephen Bush. Bush can be very fast. We've seen him in other events. He can be a front runner all the way through. So he takes the first touch of the wall. Second in lane number 4 there on that one was Tinge. He wears that red cap. Bright red cap as well. But right now, Stephen Bush very fast, a 17-year-old from CSP. And right now he's lengthening that lead out to almost a body length. Again, he's the swimmer that could have won this event overall. Prelim time, 55:52, which is a little bit short of where he would like to be, but he touches the wall first. He's going to go back for that last 25 with more than a body length lead. He continues to widen it out. He's stretching it out now, folks. He's got a 2 body length lead. He's going to win this heat. He'll claim place number 9 here in this finals, and he wins this one going away. He's going to go under 53. Let's see what his final time is. It will be 52:33. We knew he was not probably up to his best earlier today. So 52:33, followed in close behind in lane number 5. It was actually Braden Phillips, 54:80 on that one. Third place in that lane, number 3, Theodos. Fourth place in lane number 7 was Mehmeti. Fifth place in lane number 4 was Tinge. Sixth place in lane 1, Gavin Baldus. Seventh place in 6 was Sagal, and Musselman rounds things out. Of course, these youngsters, they want to go 53:99, so a number of them, no one really getting that except for the first place in that one, which was Stephen Bush. He gets that sectional qualifying time. Now it's Max Wehrman in lane number 1, the product of CBC High School, swims now for Parkway. He's in lane number 1. Seth Adams in lane number 2. Matthew Judkins Jr. in lane number 3. He's a 15-year-old, came in at 52:88. Eli Butters, he was head and shoulders the fastest one in this, the 18-year-old for fast, 49:91. Gabe Porter in the 5th slot. Josh Schultz in lane 6. Cameron Mercury in lane 7. And Kelvin Crone Williams in lane number 8. Of course, Eli Butters, I want to give a shout out. His father sent us a nice note earlier talking a little bit about Eli and Cooper Sharp, who both compete at St. Louis U High. They are state championship caliber swimmers, and right now carrying on that junior bill tradition, and their teammates on fast as well. So they get a double dose, but right now Butters very fast. First one to touch the wall. Judkins in his hip pocket in lane number 3 on one side, and on the other side is Gabe Porter in lane number 5. But right now, good touch right now, and a 23:29, very fast split. 23:95 for Judkins and 24:48. It's 1, 2, and 3. It's Butters, it's Judkins, and it's Porter. 1, 2, and 3. But right now, it's Butters with a body length ahead of everyone else. Of course, these two youngsters compete in the Metro Catholic Conference. That's Butters and Judkins. One a senior and one just a freshman. And right now, it's going to be Butters who's going to win this one into the wall. Let's see who's going to get second place. And it's going to be Judkins just out touching. No, it's going to be Porter out touching Judkins by, just the slightest margin. 49:89, 51:85, and 51:91. Personal best for Judkins. Porter just a little bit off his personal best, but what a fast one. And we're going to get a chance to see this replay and watch. This is a veteran move by Porter as he out touches Judkins here to the wall. He gets it right on the last stroke, and that's the difference between a junior in high school and a freshman in high school. One a little bit more of a veteran move. But what a race, rounding things out for the rest of it in lane number 6 in 4th place with a blazing time of 52:76 in that one. Joshua Schultz, he also attends Chaminade High School. He swims for Rockwood. 5th place in that one, lane number 1, Max Wehrman, 53:31. 6th place in lane number 7, McCreary. 7th place in lane number 2 was Adams, and then Kelvin Crone Williams in lane number 8. What a race, folks. What a race, and Matthew Judkins and Gabe Porter gave us some excitement, but it was Butters who was head and shoulders ahead of everyone else all the way through. Great swimming all the way. We want to give some shout-outs to Sandy and Darren Cook, who are watching, of course. They support the Parkway program, have for a number of years. We mentioned it earlier. Their daughter, Kirsty, swam for Parkway for a number of years, and Parkway South moved on to swim at Illinois State University, and so we want to say hello to them and anyone out there listening as well here this evening. But what a race that one was. Congratulations to those youngsters. And, well, I will tell you this from a father's perspective to his son. Very proud of that young man. He came in with a goal to go under 52 and a half. He bested 52 flat. A way to go for that one. Got a let's go Braden from Evie Kolb. Says huzzah. So there's a shout out there. And we got Catherine Chavez from CSP. Her daughter will be swimming in the next event, event 13, so we want to give that shout out early. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the next event. Again, we're going to do it on every 10 minutes on the hour. We're staying on time here on this one. I need a quick breath after that one. We'll be back in just a few. Once again, Kirkwood High School. We're having a lot of fun tonight, and what for many of these youngsters, it's their first prelim final type swim meet in about a year. Of course, the boys' high school in the state of Missouri, even in the state finals, only went to one single race. They did not do a prelim and a final, so I think there's a lot of hype around this tonight. We want to thank, of course, all the folks from the Parkway Swim Club who allowed this to go on. John David Williford spearheaded the effort, and then Ruth Price and Blair Porter are the ones who executed throughout the weekend. And, of course, we couldn't do this without Kevin Girth. Tremendous, tremendous work he's done. And now he's added yet another wrinkle, and that is replay. So hopefully you've enjoyed those. But, again, we got to get those subscribers up, folks. We want to see some more subscribers. Let's get those up to 600 now. Keep sending those links around. Every family in Parkway and Fast, Rockwood, CSP, if you just like this and you subscribe, we're going to do more meets, folks. And you want to keep Kevin busy. You want to bring him back. Let's get those subscribers up. That's what he wants to do. Of course, here comes our next race now. 200-yard backstroke. This race takes a little bit longer, a little over 2 minutes for each one of the heats. So we'll count this down, and we'll have our first 13-year-old now who qualified in the final tonight, and it'll be Avery Canine. She'll be in lane number 1 for CSP. Strong swim last night in that 400 IM, and she'll be back tonight. Dylan Moulton from Rockwood will be in lane number 2. Haley Hume from Parkway, the 17-year-olds in lane number 3. Nirma Hersich in lane number 4 from Fast. The Seahawks, Ruby Nussbaum, will be in lane number 5. Of course, very strong swimmer is Ruby as well. Ellie Kipper in lane number 6 from Rockwood. Caitlin Kuhlman in lane number 7 from CSP. And then Madison Colombo will round things out in lane number 8. The referees have blown the whistle. And well, they are getting the swimmers up to the blocks. We want to give shout out to Nancy Canine and Kevin Canine. They are watching back at home, and of course their daughter, the 13-year-old, she'll be at the top of the screen. They couldn't be more proud of her. Or their oldest son, Trey Canine. Trey swims for Chaminade, and we've chronicled him throughout the weekend. He's a two-sport fall athlete who broke his foot during the cross-country season and wasn't able to compete in that swimming final, but he's here tonight and enjoying and making the most of it. He swam already once this evening. So here we go. We're off once again. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Kathy Judkins as well after a long day of being unable to watch a lot of the events. She is watching right now and said, way to go, Matthew. So my wife is at home watching. Great to see Ann, his biggest fan, his younger sister Anna, and also a swimmer in the Parkway program. Well, right now, Canine in that lane number 1, she's leading early on, closing the gap up in lane or down in lane number 5 is Nussbaum, and she'll be the first one to touch the wall and now go back the other way. But Canine, just a very slight lead so far in lane number 1. Down here in lane number 8, also going very strong, is Colombo. The lanes go top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how they're spec'd out. First one will be Nussbaum, followed by Colombo, and then Canine as they touch at the halfway point. Fastest time coming into this one was 2:10.88 by Hersich, Nirma Hersich from Fast. What these young ladies are trying to beat in order to get into that sectional, 2:10.99. They're going to need that first before they whittle down that pairing. But here's Nussbaum right now. She's opened up about a body length lead, and again, she could win this at any point in time. And right now, she's showing her quality as she does the flip turn. Nice underwater for her. She stretches it out and lengthens her lead even more. Moving into second place now in lane number 2. Top of your screen is Dylan Moulton from Rockwood with Canine right there in third place, the 13-year-old. Now we go the other way at one last length of the pool. And it'll be Nussbaum. She's got about a body length, maybe 2 lead right now, but the battle right now is really for second place, and Canine is edging her way out in lane number 1, followed closely there by Moulton. So this will be the 9th place finish, and it will go to Ruby Nussbaum. Finishing second will be Canine. Third in lane number 7 in the heat will be Kuhlman. Fourth in lane number 2 will be Moulton. Fifth down in lane number 8 will be Colombo. Sixth and seventh in lanes 3 and 4 respectively are Human, Hersich, and then Kipper will finish in lane number 8. Of course, in that one, the first place finish of 2:07.93.
Event 11, girls 13 and over, 200-yard backstroke.
And again, those young ladies wanted to go under 2:10.99, so several of them did, including Canine at 2:09.86. Kuhlman at 2:10.46, and in lane number 2, Moulton at 2:10.49. They've all got that qualifying time. Now we're going to go down to the championship A final here in this one. 200-yard backstroke again. This is 8 lengths of the pool, 4 full laps. Allie Maloney will start in lane number 1. She's from Fast, the 15-year-old. Anna Main in lane number 2. She won the earlier event, and she is competing now in her second event of the night. Maddie Pallett in lane number 3 from CSP. From Fast in lane number 4 is Eleni Katsamanis, and she got second place earlier here this evening in this one. She also placed second in the 400 IM last night. She's coming in with the fastest prelim time of 2:04.72. Lane number 5 is Lexi Cook, 2:06.11. She's got the second fastest time. Sydney Polston in lane 6 from Recplex, and then Sarah Donahue and Madeline Shadle both from CSP. They're in lane 7 and 8 respectively. And let's go Sydney. This is from Kevin Cobb. He's saying hello. Kurt Schultz says go Josh. Josh will be coming up here in just a moment. Josh competed just a few moments ago in that butterfly as well and did very, very well. Of course, big-time swimmer from the Rockwood program. Can swim all 4 strokes pretty well. Middle of the pool now, lane number 4, as you would expect if you were going by the seeds. Katsamanis from Fast. She's ahead by about a little more than a half a body length. She'll flip turn and go back the other way. Prelim time was 2:04.72. Each one of these young ladies have a qualifying time for sectionals based on their preliminary time. That time to beat was 2:10.99. They are already under that. And right now they're looking for some medals. That's where they want to be. And Katsoumanis will stretch this out a little bit more. She's got about a body length and a half lead. She's going to touch one more time, and she's going to go back the other way. The battle really now is for second place in lanes 7, 5, 3, and 2. Let's see who's going to take that position. Right now in lane number 7, slightly ahead of everyone else, Sarah Donahue from CSP. We'll see how that ferrets out as we go, but it's going to be first place for Katsoumanis. She'll touch the wall. Very good race for her. We'll get to see it here in just again on the replay, but 2:03.19 for her. And she dropped another second in that one. She gets the first place finish. So Eleni Katsoumanis, after 2 second place finish, she now gets a first place finish. We'll get a chance now to see them coming into the wall here on the replay. Great finish for them. We'll go through the rest of the board here. Second place in that lane number 5 was Alexi Cook. Lane number 2, third place was Anna Main, and she of course has 2 first place finishes, so she's having a great swim meet as well. In lane number 7, fourth place Sarah Donahue. Fifth place coming out of lane number 3, Maddie Pallett. Sixth place in lane 6 was Sydney Polson. Seventh place in lane number 1, Allie Maloney, and then Madeline Shadle in lane number 8 rounds it out. Folks, we're going to take a break. I'm going to catch my breath again. And then we've got just a few minutes here. Remember, it's on every 10 minutes. That's when the heat will start for each of the events. So we've got about 3.5 minutes until the next one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to the Parkway Championships in just a moment. We get set now for the boys 13 and over 200-yard backstroke final as we just finished up the girls backstroke, and winning that one was Eleni Katsoumanis. A couple of second place finishes for her earlier, and she finally gets her first place. 18-year-old from Fast, and she does it in fine fashion with a blistering time in that one of 2:03.19, dropped over a second from her preliminary time. So congratulations to that young lady for getting that first place finish. Now here we go again. I want to give a couple more shout outs. Again, Evie Cole, she's good on Evie Cobb. She's good on the text messages saying, Sydney Polson, way to go, keep going, let's go, Jacob Wolf. So give those shout outs. And then of course, we had this one a moment ago, but we've got one from Elena Hennig as well. Shout out. She'll be in the 200 breast. That'll be coming up here in just a moment. So we'll get to repeat that one. But it's fun because now all the athletes around here are starting to say, am I getting any shout outs? And if they're not, they want to know why not. So here we go. Here's how we'll line up for this one. Again, we'll have our second 13-year-old. This time it'll be Colin Schaefer on the boys' end, just like we had Avery Kineen. And these were the two 13-year-olds that shone out last night in the 400 IM. They're going to do it right now in this 200 backstroke. He'll be in lane number 1. Jackson Fox from CSP, he'll be in lane number 2. Jacob Ochen, he is in lane number 3 from Fast. Trey Canine, lane number 4. He came in with the fastest preliminary time, 2:01 flat. He could easily move up in this one. And we got a nice shout out. Let's go, Colin Schaefer. Star lineman again. We talked about that last night as well. Plays youth football in the Parkway youth program. Also swims in the Parkway program. Father, former lineman as well. Franklin Wee, he'll be in lane number 5. Jacob Wolf, we just got a shout out a minute ago. He'll be in lane 6. Caleb Munger, he'll be in lane number 7. And Ned Mehmeti, he'll be in lane number 8. A lot of folks watching this one very closely. They're on the blocks again. This will be 8 lengths of the pool, down and back, 4 times for 4 full laps. Again, fastest time in this one, and Trey Canine, he is in lane number 4, and again, he could have easily been in that top 8. Just a freshman at Chaminade High School, and of course, give a shout out to his mom and dad who are listening at home, and his younger brother who's quite an athlete and swimmer his own right. Colin Canine. Trey second in that one. He touches just behind the man in lane number 7. That's Caleb Munger. Right now they're kind of neck and neck as you see them pass our camera in the middle of the pool, but Munger stretching it out slightly. He'll be the first one to touch the wall and go back the other way. So Munger with about a head length lead, coming on strong here in lane number 8 right now, as well as Ned Mehmeti. Also swims for St. Louis U High. A couple of those swimmers here this evening thus far. A lot of the high schools, almost all of them around the St. Louis metro area, both sides of the river are well represented. Taking a lead now in lane number 7, a little stronger, is Munger. Lane number 5 also looking very strong is Franklin Liu. Again, strong finishes last night in the 400 and in the mile. He finished top 10. Trey Canine, of course, finished second in that mile last night, but he's closing the gap back again. They're going to flip for this last lap, and this time it is Munger who still continues the lead, followed closely by Liu, then Canine. So it's those 3 right now, but it looks like it's going to be Liu and Munger battling for that first place medal, or at least, that 9th place medal. Finisher in this heat will get the 9th place. And right now it's these 2, they're stroke for stroke, almost synchronizing each other. It looks like right now that Liu is just a little bit ahead of Munger, and I think he's going to out-touch him to the wall. He does. It'll be Liu, Munger, followed by Canine in lane number 4. Go Colin, that's Colin Schaefer. He's in lane number 1. As they say, good luck to him. 4th place in that heat in lane number 6, Jacob Wolf. He had a nice shout-out. See, I'm telling you, those shout-outs help these youngsters. Lane number 8 was Mehmeti. He got 5th place. 6th place in lane number 3 was Olchen. 7th place in lane 2 was Fox, and Schaefer at 2:05.83 for that young man. A 13-year-old finishes 8th. 1:58.85 was the winning time for Liu. And these youngsters, for that 200-yard back, they were looking to go under 2:01.99. A number of them had that from the prelim, but only 2 in that one got it in Munger. Ryan Matheny say, go red cap guy. Carter Crook. Well, Carter wearing one of the old school Parkway caps. He'll be in lane number 7. Let's list them off for you. Graham Zuckers in lane 1 with his teammate Cameron McCreary in lane number 2. A couple of 16-year-olds for CSP. Hayden Christensen from Parkway. He's in lane 3. Cooper Scharf. He's in lane 4. He swims for Fast. 17 years old, and he had the fastest time at 1:53.70. J.D. Suarez, the 16-year-old, swims right here at Kirkwood High School, also for CSP. He's in lane 5. Gabe Porter in lane 6. Carter Crook in 7, and Nicholas Ostrander from the Recplex in lane number 8. So CSP and Parkway each with 3 swimmers apiece. Fast with Cooper Scharf in the middle of the pool. He's about a head length ahead of everybody else, and then Nick Ostrander in lane number 8. Crook, the youngster in this one, just 14 years old. very good in this backstroke. He's qualified for the zones meet in the age group level a couple of times. Now stepping up here. Julio's parents, that's JD Suarez. They chime in. Of course, we want to give a shout out to them and say hello. JD, part of the very good, strong Ozark Zones team a year and a half ago, as he was a number of times. And of course, he's showing his quality here tonight in lane number 5. He's in second place, just behind Cooper Sharp. Sharp again came into this one 153.70. Suarez at 154.08. Right now, he's right on his tail as they touch the wall. They go back. When they touch this one, they'll have just 50 yards left. Third place is Hayden Christensen. Well, if you would have saw the preliminary times, these were the top 3, and they're battling it out. It's going to come down to these three. The question is, can anybody catch Cooper Sharp? Key competitor for the St. Lucie High winning team last year, not this past season, but a year and a half ago. At the high school level, he'll touch the wall first on the last 25. Looks like he's going to get this one. Battle for second place, and Suarez has opened it up just a little bit over Hayden Christensen. So JD now, it looks like he's going to take second place as we come down to the wire. He's got him by a body length. It'll be Sharp. It'll be Suarez, and then Christensen, who's going to get that fourth place. Look up there in lane number 1, Graham Zucker. Also right behind him, it will be Zucker, followed in lane number 6 by Porter. Sixth place in lane number 2, it'll be McCurry, then Crook, and rounding things out, Ostrander.
The pool is open for pool now.
We want to give another shout out. Some awesome swims from Emily Trauby and Narings Hall girls. Keep them coming. She's the assistant coach over there, and she says, let's keep rolling, girls. Well, we've got a number of those young ladies sitting right just to the rear of us here for the CSP team, and they're watching some of those counts come in. But nice race there. Again, these youngsters in this one, we're looking, all of them with the preliminary times had that qualifying time, and so congratulations to them, but it'll be Sharp. He wins it, followed by Suarez, and then Christensen. That's the 1, 2, and 3 in this one. Great race there as they all competed very hard. So we've got now just a little bit of break, but we're going to keep rolling. We got another shout out that said, go Nick Ostrander from the Recplex. That was Evie Cobb once again chiming in. She again is our champion texter of the night. She keeps giving shout outs to all of the folks that she wants to cheer for. So keep it coming. Keep those subscribers rolling. Remember, like, subscribe, share. You know, toss it across the table. We keep driving it up a little bit. Let's see if we can't get it to 600. Swimmers right now getting a chance to take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back. We're going to have another longer event. This one will take about 2.5 minutes a heat for the young ladies, and maybe close to that for the young men as well, as it will be the 200-yard breaststroke. And so Marshall Blair Porter is asking everyone to clear the pool, and we're going to list them off for you in this 200-yard breaststroke now. It'll be Molly Dorsey in lane number 1. She's from Fast, a 17-year-old. It's Catherine Chavez. We'll give her a shout-out. She got a nice note from her family just here a little while ago. She'll be in lane number 2. She swims for CSP. Brooke Shattuck from Parkway. She's in lane 3. Shelby Bouchon from CSP. Fastest preliminary time at 2:30.48. She's followed closely, just 3/100ths of a second behind her in lane number 5 by Samantha Lee. Maddie Pallett in lane number 6 for CSP. Next to her from Parkway, Ellie Bailey, and then Zoe Chalfont from Rockwood in lane number 8. That's how we'll wind things out here in this first heat, in this B final for the 200-yard breaststroke. Well, the best part, I think, of some of these 200-yard races is that it gives the announcer a little bit of time to breathe, and of course, a couple of people saying, go Zoe, giving her some shout outs. Dustin and Ryan both saying go, go, go. So the whistle sounds, gets them up onto the block now, and this again will be 8 lengths of the pool. 4 full complete laps. Down and back 4 times. Clean start for all 8 swimmers. And
13 and over, 200-yard breaststroke. B final, swimming in lane 1 on the University.
the pool very even right now as they approach the wall for the first time. This will be the
Lane 4.
first turn here in this one.
Lane 5, Samantha Lee. Lane 6, Adam Calette. Lane 7, Kelly Bailey. Lane 8, Zoe Jalfett.
Each and every one of these swimmers within touching distance of each other. Of course, their qualifying time in this 200 breaststroke, 2:32.99. Number of them, the 4 swimmers in the middle of the pool have already achieved that. The 4 on the outside, that's Dorsey, Chavez, Bailey, and Chalfont trying to get that one. Chalfont, just a 13-year-old. So she's our third 13-year-old to compete here this evening in the finals. So congratulations to her, and all the 13-year-olds have done very well, showing what the future, very bright around the Ozark district. Looks like the first one to the wall now on this first 100. Lane number 3 is going to be Brooke Shattuck.
So if somebody has a major meltdown, come talk to me, and if you can decide it, it may be yours.
Shelby Bouchong in second place now in lane number 4, and lane number 6 is Maddie Pallett. She's in third place. Well, we just had an announcement over the loudspeaker that it's every teenager's nightmare and every parent's prayer. One of those youngsters has lost their phone, so the parents are probably saying, well, good, that's great. Keep them off the screen. The teenager's probably having a minor meltdown, as you might have heard, but pretty right on the mark for those of us who have teenagers and competing here this evening. Right now, lane number 3, the leader, that's Brooke Shattuck, the 15-year-old from Parkway. Just about a half a body length lead. Second one touching in lane number 6 is Maddie Pallett from CSP. They're going to come to the wall here now. They're going to compete for that 9th place medal, but right now it's Pallett and it's Shattuck. They're first and second in this heat, 9th and 10th overall. Let's see who's going to touch the wall first. Looks like it's going to be lane number 3. It'll be Brooke Shattuck as she just edges out Maddie Pallett coming to the wall. As you get to see that replay real quick. Coming into play. Coming in third place in the heat, Samantha Lee. Strong time of 2:30.65 for Samantha, just right on where she was at earlier. 4th place in the heat was Chalfont. 5th place in the heat in lane number 4 was Bouchon. 6th in lane 2 was Chavez. 7th was Bailey in 7, and then Dorsey in lane number 8. Or lane number 1 finishes 8th. Now, here we go with the final, the A final. They're competing for the big medal here. Allison Heaney, she's in lane number 1. Jacqueline Hugh in lane number 2 from CSP, just 14 years old, and just 15 years old, Aleda Henage. Of course, she got a nice shout out earlier from her Parkway fans and family. She'll be in lane 3. Alyssa Dennis, strong swim earlier. She's in lane 4. Dennis looking to get another first place finish here in her home pool. Caroline Foltz, she's from Seahawks. She's in lane 5. Emma Whisker in lane 6. Chloe Preedy also from Seahawks in lane 7s. And then Brooke Punywort, she's from CSP. She's in lane number 8. She was a winner last night in the mile. Long distance here on this one. It's a sprint still at 200 yards, but this is a very taxing sprint. Requires a lot of technique in this breaststroke as well. First one to the wall, lane number 4 there was Dennis, followed closely in behind by Foltz in lane 5, then Henage in 3. Also strong down here in lane number 8 is Punawalt. Now it's lane number 5. She'll be the first one to touch. Punawalt, she is second one to touch in lane number 8. So it's Foltz, followed by Brooke. Then in the middle of the pool, back to Dennis and then Henage. Sandy Crooks saying, go, Elena, go. We got our first overseas chime in, and it's from Julio and Aurora Suarez, and that's JD's grandparents. We want to say hello. They're tuning in from Panama, well south of the border, nice down in the tropics. Hopefully it's a lot warmer than what we've got here in St. Louis with the rainy, cold right around freezing temperatures. But hello to you folks, and thanks for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, your grandson doing very, very well. Let's go Brooke, and that's from Jenna Olson. She was cheering on. She's cheering on Honeywort right now in lane number 8. We're going to come back now down towards the wall for one last touch on this end. Right now, it's Caroline Fulton right now. Folks, she is really pushing it away. She's moving some water, folks, and she is looking to win this one. She is a little bit more than a body length ahead right now in second place. In lane number 4 is Dennis, followed by Hennig, and then Honeywort in lane 8. Those are your top 4 thus far. Fultz will touch the wall. She's going to go back the other way. 16-year-old from the east side of the river. She swims for Seahawks right now. 2:23.78 was her prelim time, and she's going to shatter that here. She comes in. Will definitely go under 2:20. Very speedy time for Fultz. She'll go under 2:19. Fans on their feet here. That's the fellow swimmers as she comes in at 2:18.94. What a swim for her in that one also. So she'll get the first place finish. She'll definitely break that mark there for sectionals as she's well ahead of that one, coming in second place in the heat and in the event. Alyssa Dennis, so she's got a first and second place finish here tonight. Elena Hennig comes in third place. She improves by 5 seconds off her prelim time of 2:21.87. Fourth place in the heat was Honeywort, and she is coming in at 2:23.26. She drops almost over 6 seconds in her time. Fifth place was lane number 6 in this one, and that is Whisker, 2:24.89. Sixth place in lane number 7, Chloe Breedy, 2:28.41 is her prelim time. Well, she came in at 2:26.67. Seventh and eighth place, respectively, in lanes 2 and 1 were Hugh and Heaney. They both did well also. 2:29.47 for Hugh and 2:32.25 for Heaney. So, wahoo, way to go, Caroline. That's from Tamara Fultz. Also, Angela Shattuck saying, great job, Brooke, in all 3 races so far. Great drop across the board. And really, that brings up an excellent point from a spectator standpoint and everybody else, that what these youngsters are trying to do, no matter what their age level is, they want to come in here and they want to drop a little bit of time. They want to improve on their best, and we've seen that across the board, and that's really the joy when you get to this level of competition and you get into a prelim and finals. Prelim's a positioning part. The finals, that's where you want to go your fastest, and we're seeing that come to fruition here, and Fultz just proved it right there. She dropped 5 seconds nearly from her prelim time all the way down to 2:18.94. Again, you want to talk about where does that stand? Well, you want to get into that sectional. The first thing you're going to have to do is have a 2:32.99. Guess what? This young lady is 14 seconds ahead of that. We think they're not looking forward to watching this young lady compete at sectionals in a couple weeks. Let me tell you what, and a lot of these young ladies well above that when you talk about Dennis, Hennig, Honeywort, all of them well under that mark. So they should be very, very ready to go here in just a couple of weeks. And, of course, on the Missouri side of the river, they're going for high school here in just 3 weeks. So those young ladies that swim high school, we've seen a number of chime-ins now from the Narings Hall coaching staff. Of course, they'll be competing for state, and they've got a number of swimmers here tonight. But we'll see a lot of these young ladies there in just a couple of weeks. I want to give a shout out. This is Genoa Olson. She wants to give a shout out to all the boys from Parkway West, South Central, and North. That's Will Bonnet, Carter Morosky, Gabe Porter, Jake Hansen, Hayden Christensen, and my summer fluorescent fish swimming from Heat, Gavin and Grant. All those guys good. We want to also a couple more there. You know, you got Carter Crook in there as well, and we've seen him swim so far. So all the Parkway swimmers, nice shouts out, and we want to say thank you to all those folks for chiming in thus far. Okay, we're going to get set to go here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the boys' 200-yard breaststroke, and we're going to start things off at the top of your screen. It'll be Gavin Thomas. He's wearing some bright green or yellow, depending on how your eyesight works. He'll be in lane number 1. He's a 16-year-old for CSP. Then it'll be Will Thomas in lane number 2. He's also swimming for CSP. A third CSP swimmer in a row. It'll be Daniel Garza. He'll be in lane number 3. The 14-year-old. He's a freshman at Ladue High School. Wyatt Martin, lane number 4 for fast. Jeffrey Yee from Rockwood in lane number 5. Xander Theodos from CSP in lane number 6. Elijah Liebman from the Seahawks in lane 7. And Alex Chen from Rockwood in lane number 8. So you've got 4 CSP, 2 Rockwood, and 1 each from Seahawks and fast in this B final. Chris Etherington, he's the head age group coach for the select coach for the Parkway program. He's saying, let's go, boys. Kick it into gear. I'm going to say hello to Coach Chris as well. Also helps coach the Zones team here in Ozark. And a lot of these youngsters that swim for Parkway, of course, very familiar with him, but also the ones who qualify for Zones have had the opportunity to work with him. And nice to see him chiming in and tuning in tonight. Well, folks, we need one more to hit 500. Let's get one more person out there to subscribe to this channel. We need one more viewer to hit that subscribe button. First one to the wall on lane number 3, is Garza, followed by Thomas in lane number 2. They are kind of about half a body length apart. They'll jockey. It looks like Thomas coming up on Garza just a little bit now as they hit the wall. Go back the other way. Hello to Sarah Donahue and to Cooper Sharp. Oh, a nice shout out there. Lexi Cook, great job to her from Jennifer Rhinesmith. She's saying hello. Her futures cut in NCSA Junior Nationals cut. That is awesome. Well, congratulations to Lexi. I don't have those actual cuts here, but thanks for letting us know that, because that's a tremendous feat for that young lady. First place right now in this heat, Daniel Garza, just a 14-year-old. Of course, Daniel, nice athlete all the way around. We've competed against him in baseball for a number of summers as well. And right now, he's got about a body length lead, and a body length for him is a big lead. He's one of the taller competitors out here this evening, and right now, he's showing his quality for CSP as he comes to touch the wall here and go back the other way. Prelim time in this one coming in for Garza, 2:17.64. G had the quickest one at 2:17.33, but 4 swimmers all bunched in there within 0.5 of a second from each other. And right now it'll be Garza as he comes to the wall, and he's going to touch in a very, very good time for him. He's going to shave tremendous amount of time off of his swim at 2:14.94, so almost 3 seconds for him. Again, the young men in this one, they are trying to hit in this 200 breaststroke, 2:19.99, and he comes in, he gets that one. A number of them already had it, including the 4 in the middle of the pool. Coming in second place in the heat in lane number 6 was Theodos, followed closely by G, and then in lane number 2, Thomas, as Thomas gets in at 2:17.91. He had the cut previously. 5th place in lane number 4 was Martin. 6th place in lane number 1 was Gavin Thomas. Just outside of the sectional cut, 7 and 8 is Liebman and Chen, and that's how we round things out in that one. But Daniel Garza with a nice 9th place finish. Here we come now in the A finals. Jack Favazza, the 15-year-old from Parkway. Joe Tilton, we had a nice shout out for him earlier. We'll give it again. Go on, let's go, Joe. He's a 17-year-old from Recplex for the Sharks. He's in lane 2. Carter Morowski, state champion, lane 3 in the high school level, Eric G. And he's been oh so good so far this entire weekend. Fastest time at 2:08.35. He is in lane number 4. Will Bonnet, of course, in lane number 5 from Parkway. And then Nico Theodos in lane 6 has had a strong weekend as well. Jake Hansen, good in all 4 disciplines, and he right now is in lane number 7, all rounded out by a very strong swimmer from Parkway North High School, swims for the Parkway program, Riley Hulsman. Of course, I can't go an entire day without giving a shout out to his parents who support this Parkway program. Of course, his mom, Julia, has been working the board and making sure we get all these times out to everyone. Dedicated parent for the Parkway program. His father, Jeremy, who equally is as dedicated, and then his brother Tanner swims as well. And there's not a bigger swim fan out there than, of course, their grandfather Ron and his grandmother. They make almost every event when they can. It's always to this dismay that he cannot be at these meets. And so A lot of shout-outs now for these youngsters. But we got a nice showdown in the middle of the pool right now as we look to lanes 3, 4, and 5. Morosky in 3, G in 4, and Bonnet in lane number 5. Right now is G. He's slightly ahead. Again, he came in 0.6 of a second ahead of Will Bonnet in that prelim, and right now he leads them by about a half a body length, stretching it out just a little bit, and then Morosky right in behind him, maybe right about 2/3 of a body length behind Will Bonnet. So here's G, and he right now, he's bringing the heat, folks. Sandy Crook says, let's go, young men. He says, Jake, Will, Riley, let's get up there. Ryan Matheny also cheering on the Parkway youngsters. But right now, well, I want to tell you what, Eric G, he's lengthening out. Jack Vavaza up there in lane number 1 as well. Gets a shout out. Great swims across the board right now, but it's definitely going to be Eric G as he's going to win this one. Folks trying to beat his previous time of 2:08.35. He should go well under that. This may be a personal best. I'm not sure exactly what his best time is, but boy, he wins this one going away. Congratulations to him. Great time of 2:03.98. Congratulations to him. Followed closely in behind at 2:07.55 from Bonnet. Third place in that heat goes to Morosky. Those three continue to do battle both in the club, at the club level and at the high school level. Fourth place in that heat, lane number 2 was Chilton. Fifth place, lane number 6 was Theodos. Sixth place in 7 was Hansen. Vavaza comes in at 7 at 2:16.52, so better than his previous prelim time by almost a half a second. And then Riley Hulsman, he comes in at 2:16.55, almost a second better than his prelim time. So congratulations to all of those youngsters. And again, the time they were looking to get was 2:19.99. They all had it coming into this one, so they'll all be qualified for sectionals. It'll just be about how that top 150 ferrets out for these youngsters. But great swim there, and Eric, way to go. We want to say thanks to Eric as well. He brought us some information this morning, stepped right up for the CSP, gave us all the youngsters that were on those relay teams, and nice leader for that CSP program. And they come in 1 and 3 with Morosky finishing 3rd. Of course, Will Bonnet finishing 2nd in that one. So, folks, we got about 3 minutes. I'm going to take a breather here real quick. When we come back on the other side of this one, we'll have the girls' 100-yard freestyle. That should be a fast one. It's going to go quick, under a minute for both of those two heats. So don't go away for too long, because if you blink, you're going to miss it. We'll be back in just a moment.
Event 15, girls 13 and over, 100-yard freestyle. A finalist, please report to the bullpen immediately.
Marshall Blair Porter has called the swimmers to the blocks for the B final as we get set here in the girls 13 and over 100-yard freestyle B final. In this one, it'll be in lane number 1, Dylan Moulton from Rockwood. Ellie Cobb from Recplex, she'll be in lane number 2. She's an 18-year-old. Juliette Phillips, lane number 3, 15-year-old for CSP. Taylor Klotman in lane number 4 for Rockwood. She's just a 14-year-old and comes in with the fastest preliminary time in this heat at 53.96. Alyssa Dennis, of course, she won earlier, her home pool here. She got a second place as well. She is from CSP. 17 years old, and she'll be in lane 5. Emma Whisker, also from CSP. She's in lane 6, along with her teammate Leah Renner in lane number 7, both 15-year-olds. And then Avery Peel from Fast. She is a 17-year-old and will be in lane number 8. And here in this 100-yard freestyle for these young ladies, they're looking to get a 53.69. So no one has quite gotten that in this heat yet. Kloutman, the closest one. She came in 53.96. She needs to flip those 2 numbers around, and folks, she'll be right there. Now, this is one of those types of races. It's a pure sprint, this 100 free, not quite as fast as the 53, but of course, it's one of those that get people up on their feet at the edge of their seat. A couple more mentions now tonight. Let's like, share, and subscribe, folks. We are now over 500. We've got a couple of shout-outs. Bob Casey says, go Emily Trauby, and Kevin Cobb says, go Ellie. Way to go, Jack and Riley in the previous run. Let's go, Ellie. Another one, another shout out here from our favorite texter of the night. Here we go. We're set to go. The whistle has been sounded. They're at the blocks and they're off. Clean start all the way across the board here. This is going to be a quick one. Down and back, and no time to waste in this one. You can't lollygag. And first one to the wall, lane number 5, and this one is Dennis. And of course, she's her to be fast in this pool at any point in time. She's showing her quality so far tonight. First and second places. Let's see if she's going to have the touch here on this first one. She will. Followed closely in behind by Phillips and then Cloutman. 1, 2, and 3 in lanes 5, 3, and 4. Any of these 3 could win this and get the 9th place medal. Right now, it's Dennis, and Dennis will flip and go the other way. She's just got a slight lead over her teammates, Phillips. And then it's Cloutman from Rockwood in second place. She's in lane 4. First one to the wall, and there it is. And it'll be Dennis, followed by Cloutman, and then Phillips. Rounding out in lane number 2, it'll be Ellie Cobb in 4th place. 5th place in lane number 7, it'll be Renner. 6th place in lane number 6. For Whisker, 7th place in lane number 1, Moulton, and then Peel in lane number 8. Fast time in that one was 53.29, so that will get her that cut that she needed at 53.29. Also getting the cut at 53.64 in this one was Cloutman, who gets just under it at 64. Congratulations to her. Now here we go in heat number 2. It's the A final. It's a 16-year-old from CSP in lane number 1. That young lady's name is Elizabeth Rainey. She comes in at 53.81. Carson Cosman, again, very fast. She could win this coming out of lane number 2. 53.27 is her prelim time. She swims so fast in the Marquette Mustangs. Meg Heverow, in lane number 3 for fast. Followed right next to her with Anna Main, who won earlier this evening from CSP. The 16-year-old from Coriezu, she's in lane number 4. Emily Trauby, she just got a shout-out a moment ago. She'll be in lane number 5, 52.96. Misha Montgomery in lane number 6 for Seahawks, followed by Eleni Katsamanis, who won earlier this evening. She's in lane number 7 for Fast. And then Madeline Shadle in lane number 8 for CSP, 53.84. All but the 2 on the outside have qualified with their previous times. That's Rainey. She needs to shave off 0.12 on her time, and then 0.15 by Shadle in lane number 8, and they will qualify for the sectional as well. Right now, leading the pack, lane number 4, it is Anna Main. Again, she's been a champion so far here this weekend, and right now she's looking to add yet another medal. She's got about a half a body length lead, and she's going to stretch it out just a little bit. Right in her hip pocket is from Fast, it's Trauby, and then Cosman in lane number 2. Cosman closing. It'll be Main first, Cosman second. 3rd place will go. Oh, it's a tie for 2nd place at 52.65 in lanes 5 and 2 for Cosman and Trauby. So congratulations to those 2. 4th place in lane number 3 for Heverow. 5th place in lane number 7, it'll be Katsumana. She was the winner earlier tonight. Lane number 6 is 6th place. That's Montgomery. Wrapped up in lane number 1 by Rainey at 53.96, so just off of that time again, and then Madeline Shadle at 54.79, but what a swim there. 52.18 is the winning time as she improves by 0.4 of a second, does Anna Main, and she wins this one, yet another title for her. So congratulations to that young lady. Now we're going to have a brief little break here, and I need to get a breath, so I'm going to take a break. We're going to show you some of our sponsors here along the Parkway Broadcasting Network. And as you see those sponsors, it'd be great if you could say, hey, you know what? Check out all the sponsors on the Parkway site and subscribe to it. Tell your friends and family and whatever. And we'll be back with the final two heats of tonight's championship action in just a moment.
Daniel Budeman, please report to the bullpen immediately.
Back here at the Walker Natatorium for one final race of the evening. This will be the boys' 100-yard freestyle. We'll have the B final here in just a moment. We get set to go, and we'll have two heats here. Again, this is the 100-yard. 4 lengths of the pool. It's a very fast 100 yards. The time these young men are trying to get into that sectional, 48.69 for them. And no one in this B final has gotten that yet. So fastest time coming into this one will be Jacob Ochin at 49.50. He'll be in lane number 5. We had a late scratch, so Jude Henke will be in lane number 4. He was the first alternate, and Bush moves up to the A final. He was the fastest previous time. They've whistled him in. Jake Hansen will start in lane number 1. He could easily drop down and get that time. Daniel Brudeman also in lane number 2. A couple of Parkway swimmers there. Just 14 years old is Brudeman. Michael Stuck in lane number 3 from Seahawks. Again, Jude Henke, we mentioned him a moment ago. He is in lane number 4. Ochin in lane number 5 from Fast. Nico Theodos from CSP in lane number 6. Hayden Christensen from Parkway in lane 7 could easily get that time also. And then Caleb Jones from Fast in lane number 8. Right now, Christensen with a very slight lead over the man in lane number 4. Well, he's got his opportunity to Jude Henke, and he's coming all out. But right now, it's lane number 7 and Hayden Christensen with a slight little bit of a lead. Christensen pushing the envelope now. He wants to get this one. He wants that 9th place, but more importantly, he wants to make sure he has that cut. Not sure if he's got a personal best that goes under 48, but we're going to find out here in a moment if he's going to get it. Looks like he will. He'll finish first in the heat. He'll get 9th place overall, and he'll do it at 48.23. So Hayden Christensen, you'll see on the replay, nice swim from him. Oh, we won't be able to get that replay. Just a little bit too fast for that one. Second place in the heat there, coming out of lane number 3, was Stuck. He comes in at 49.10, so that's just off of the time. He did drop 0.4 of a second in that one. Third place in lane 1 was Jake Hansen at 49.39, dropped 0.6 seconds. Fourth place in lane 6 was Theodos. Fifth place in a couple of players also tied was lane 4 was Drew Henke. Sixth place in lane 5 was Ochin. Seventh place in lane number 2 was Peterman at 50.93, and then Caleb Jones in lane number 8. Now here we go with the final of the night. Every one of these young men right now, with the exception of Bush in lane number 8 and Zucker in lane number 1, have got that sectional time. It'll be Graham Zucker in lane 1 from CSP, Carter Morosky in lane 2 from CSP as well, Will Bonnet from Parkway in lane number 3, Eli Butters, he was head and shoulders faster than everybody else at 45.31. He's in lane 4. Cooper Sharp, his teammate, both in the club ranks and in high school. We saw them go very fast earlier. He comes in with the second fastest time at 46.40. J.D. Suarez, he could jump up there and get this one as well in lane 6. Max Learman, also very strong. He could get it in lane 7. And then Bush in lane number 8. Stephen Bush right now, middle of the pool, lane number 4, very fast right out of the chute is Eli Butters. Right next to him, Will Bonnet in lane number 3. This might be a battle between these two. As Sharp, the first one off the wall, Butters right behind him, just slightly behind him. Will trying to catch him, but Butters with about half a body length lead, and Butters will touch the wall and go back the other way. Will Bonnet right there with him, and Cooper Sharp right there as well. Sharp is going to overtake Butters here slightly. So it's going to be, it's going to overtake Bonnet, trying to get to Butters, but it's going to be Butters. It's for second place. It is Bonnet and Sharp, and it'll be Sharp just edging him out. Bonnet will get third. Fourth place down in lane number 8 with a strong swim was Bush. He got moved all the way up. He didn't make it, but due to that cut, he gets in there. Lane number 7, Max Werman with a strong swim of 48.24 for that young man. Sixth place in lane number 6, J.D. Suarez. Seventh place in lane number 1 at 49.17 was Graham Zucker, and then 51.77 for Carter Morosky. He already had the cut in that one. So congratulations to all of those young men, including Stephen Bush, who jumps up and he gets that sectional cut for the first time. Or at least he had it. He may have had it previously, but he gets it for the first time today. Rounding things out, though, again, it was Butters, followed by Sharp, then Bonnet. Close race all the way around for that one. Well, folks, that's going to line things up for us here this evening. Of course, you can check out all the finals results on Meet Mobile. They'll be posted there. Fast swimming all the way around. More shout-outs as well from a couple of more folks, Jennifer Obispo and Sandy Crook. We want to thank all of them for watching. We want to thank everybody, not only who watched, but those who cheered very loudly at home and chimed in with some nice shout-outs. The athletes love that. And don't forget now, we're going to be right back here tomorrow morning, so be sure to join us for the girls' preliminaries. Earlier morning than today, as we are going to be back here tomorrow morning with a start at 7:50. Kevin Girth and I will bring you that action. We're looking forward to it after a nice couple hours of sleep and maybe a shower because it's pretty hot in here and it's very sweaty, and we don't get to jump in the pool. So until then, folks, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, so long.